raining, man. Inside. for a long time. It's actually oh, I'm just trying to think now. I think in the description it says 803. When I checked, my thing it's actually 802, so 1 digit out. Yeah. No, I'm fighting him totally the wrong way. Wait, let me see. I think the easiest way actually to do it is that's me out of you gone, yeah? That's him done. So Leighton's sliding mistake. You see what that guy's shooting a load of thingy at ya. Then you got, I forget what her name is now. The boss there. There you go. It's more aggro actually going up to fight. See, although the shield one and everything else, that is to get more souls, and loads of them, but I just thought if people don't know, that is how you do it. Shield of one, mendant staff, and the mimic head, it all gets you more souls, so that's where you get the shield of one. And it is a good shield actually, but to actually, there's a boss actually just behind me as well, and it just, there's a lamp, I'll just open up quickly, but to actually go, to run through here on, what's this, new game +9, it is an actual nightmare. I actually went into that, I don't do hollow, I'm +60, not max level yet, I'm 670, I don't. Oh no, what is them? Where's the Mac 4? Turn up someone's left there. Car, sorry. 802. There you go. The last level up there is 12 point something million. So, yeah. I mean, there is a big difference between New Game +7. I thought it would stop getting any harder, and I said to my mate age ago, so I just jumped on this game yesterday quickly, and he was on New Game +5. He's actually moved over because he's a big Neo player. He's actually moved over to New Game +7 now, and 7 and 9. I couldn't believe there's a big difference going from the start of the game, from the first bonfire to the actual other bonfire, just the ordinary boss enemies in the game, just, you know, more or less just hitting you with a stupid dagger and taking 3/4 of your health bar. That's why I'm wearing the Havel's gear. I don't usually wear the Havel's armour, because one, I don't know, the only good thing about the Havel's armour is the shield. The shield is really good, but I'm only wearing it, and also I've actually got this shield on. If I had the Havel shield, me just actually having this staff on, I'd fat roll. There's one thing I want to do, and I did need to have a, obviously that's on that DLT, and to be quite honest, I don't really use it, but yeah, I couldn't believe it. I actually watched someone yesterday, because I haven't been on Twitch for a long time, but I will say one thing, I've had an account with Twitch for years, just never used it. I don't know, since 2013, never used it. There you go. So, because it's always on YouTube. But I thought I'll give it a go and see what happens. Anyway, there's one guy I see him that he's on New Game Plus 964, and I know that on YouTube I watched a guy go from, because they thought what's going to happen when it goes to 999 New Game, and it did, it turned over to 1,000. So 1,000, the start of the game on New Game, 1,000 on here, it starts in the dark and then YouTube just stops. I think he wanted to prove a point, whether it was going to, the game was going to stop, no more new games, or was it going to be going over. But it did, it actually continued. A little bit like when you fight the boss, I think it's as far as when you go back and you start and fight, go and fight, run this, it starts like that dark. So yeah, I honestly, I hate wearing heavy armour, but on this I have to. It's the ordinary enemies, it's even the bosses. I mean, I can do a lot of damage to them, but it's just the ordinary bosses, the enemies in here will take, you know, 2 or 3 shots and that's my health bar down. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I don't like, I mean, it does, that's what I mean. I actually googled everything, like they've got put a big line, New Games Plus 7, doesn't get any harder, you don't earn any more souls. Well, you do earn more souls. Where I used to farm on the Winged Knights, in the, I think it's, where is it, the Grand Archives, I used to farm up there, and I tested it. It's not as, for actually going into a new game and where everything, the souls gaining and all that lot, you do not get a lot. But I think on about this, I think it's about 900. Wait there, no. It's 90. It's about 95,000 per Winged Knight, so that's 118. About just over 200,000. Then you have to go back to the bonfire and come back up. I use rapport and just let them fight each other. That's how I kept on leveling up. You know what I mean? I was doing it like that. You know, it's a bit of a grind. You know what I mean? But that's how I was doing it. And every new game, it only increased by a couple of thousand. I thought, you know, it's not really worth it. You're on New Game Plus 60 and not max level yet. Blimey. See, I mean, a lot of people like to do these new games, but I mean, you know, I mean, I'm a big Bloodborne player, and most of my stuff has been is grinding for gems, which can take hundreds of hours to get the right gems. I mean, they're like the poor man's gems, which you're fighting with your health depleted. A lot of stuff goes into it, but that's where the hours go in farming and grinding for that sort of stuff. You know, here is totally different. You know, when I platinum this game, you know what it's like to be platinum a game. Is farming the shackles and the Concord caps and all that lot. Those were the most difficult, and the same. I'm the same in Dark Souls 2 as well. Max level, but I'm only on about New Game Plus 6 or 7. I jumped back in that game after not playing it for 3 weeks. 3 years. I didn't play that game for 3 years, and I actually didn't even. I forgot how to play the game. I forgot about the game. I had to follow a guide to platinum it, and one of the trophies I had to do to get to platinum the game, I had to create a new character because the boss I had to beat was too hard, and I thought I messed up the quest line because it was just a platinum game. It's something I wanted to do, and it's very easy to actually get up to max level, which is higher. There's about 830 in Dark Souls 2, but remember in Dark Souls 2 you've got soul memory, so you cannot co-op or anything like that. I think that there's just an ordinary co-op. Yeah, there's difference. I've played all the games, and I've played the since they started to come out. Demon Souls back in 2009 or 10. I think I only played that twice. Then Dark Souls come out. Then the original one, 2 playthroughs. That's all I've done. The same in Bloodborne, 2 playthroughs. Then Dark Souls 2 come out. Dark Souls 3 come out. And then 2 playthroughs. That's all I've done was. Then I actually, this year, I jumped back to the game and actually went back and platinum with a bet with some of my mates to platinum and to get max level. And Bloodborne really dragged me in because of the depths of the chalice dungeons and all that. Look, when I went for it, I just skipped through the top is so in depth. And if you actually look, or the people that it is divided, the Souls community. Do you know what I mean? I know a lot of people like this game and like Bloodborne. I know a lot of people like Bloodborne and don't like the Dark Souls. I like all of them. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, the remastered version should be called. It should be called Backstab Remastered. Do you know what I mean? I just didn't have time for it when I played it because I remember what it was like. You know, it's a 7-year-old game. Do you know what I mean? Just DS3. Well, that's what I mean. If you've only played the Dark Souls 3, then it's their story. They're all connected. That's what I'm saying. The story is all connected. You know, you will actually see in Dark Souls 1 in the DLC, yeah, where they have Bloodborne in the making, because there's a guy in the DLC, I forget his name now. He's totally dressed out of character. He's dressed like something out of Victorian England, which Bloodborne is actually sort of more or less what the character's based on, especially right at the beginning. Yeah. So you can just tell, and that's by me watching a big famous YouTuber called Fighting Cowboy. I followed one of his guides once, and he actually said you can just tell when they had Bloodborne in the making, and this was actually on the Dark Souls remastered. I forgot the whole game again, so I hadn't played the game for about 3 or 4 years, and so I actually followed a quick guide. And because if you haven't followed the guide and the quest line, if you're going back to all these games, one thing I will say is you're missing a quarter of the game out. So that's why I've always gone back to the game, and I thought, God, I never remember this. New areas, new places to discover, new quest line, open up, and that's why I followed one guide for lures and one guide just to do the platinum. Usually when you do the platinum, it opens up the main game, but with the Dark Souls, the original one or the remaster, but in that DLC you can do one guy out character, like when that Fighting Cowboy, and he's quite a famous YouTuber, streamer and all that lot. And I remember he said, he's so right, he said, you can see, and about that time, because it was 2015, so that Dark Souls was released, I think, in 2010. So it just goes and shows you how far they had Bloodborne in mind, and they finished it, what, in 2015? So you've never, I do hollow stuff and thing, I don't have heavy armour. Plus 2 hit small enemies, I'm dead. Oh yeah, I know what you mean, yeah. 2 hit small enemies, I know. So you only play Dark Souls 3? Well, Fighting Cowboy is not just a YouTuber, but he's massive on Twitch as well. You're talking thousands of followers, hundreds of thousands, you know, and he knows his stuff as well. He's got an American guy. He don't go in depth with all these games. He's just playing games because he makes a living out of it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Dark Souls. I mean, it is. I've still got yet to do God of War yet. You know, I touched that, and actually, because it's so hard, the game, it's actually brutal on your hands. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's exactly the same as me. Love the. I'm really looking forward to Resident Evil 2 remake coming out, and you know, it is a remake. It's I think there is a lot of stuff in it that's not from the original game. And I think the graphics are going to be superb. Yeah, I agree with Resident Evil 6 was, yeah, it was too small, and they had to put a patch in it. There's I remember playing it and I think, God, there's loads of different storylines. Yeah, I want to here. Resident Evil. See, I've played all these games for a long time. I'm 46. I played when I was young. I was playing Atari and stuff like that. So I remember what games used to be like. But I didn't get into gaming because I do DJing and music production, and I didn't really get into it until 1998, watching my brother play when I was really hungover, playing Metal Gear Solid. And I just watched him and observed him play. Because my brother don't play games anymore anyway. So I watched him, and actually he was actually playing Metal Gear, and it actually dragged me in. It's like a film, you know, the original Metal Gear Solid on PlayStation. So that's what got me into it. Then the first game I played, I think, was a snowboarding game on PlayStation back in 1998. And then my brother had Tomb Raider, that he got for his girlfriend, the original Tomb Raider, and Resident Evil 1 and 2. So I wasn't working at it. Well, I was sort of in and out of work, so I was just in his bedroom, so I was still living at home with my parents. And I just played all those games. Then the next thing I got myself a PlayStation 1. I was hooked on Tomb Raider first, Resident Evil. Remember those doors opening really slowly like that, and oh, whatever. Resident Evil 7. Now, yeah, and the thing, like, I'm not a first person. There's not very many first person games I've played. And don't get me wrong, I've had all the consoles, everything, right? I've had all three stuff like that before, but I've just got a PlayStation 4 Pro at the moment. And I've played them all. Resident Evil 7, I'm not into really first person, but it is a good game. I thought it was a good game. I moved over to New Game, and I haven't actually played it whenever it was released. Most of about a year ago, I left it because it's gone into New Game, and I got to an area and I was stuck, and I thought, I think actually I might have tried it on hard mode. That's what it is. So yeah, it's something that I would go back to. Yeah, I mean the graphics are really, really good on it, but I think the first person, I always struggle with first person games. So I always like to see something in front of me. That's why I've never been into like COD, you know, like Call of Duty or anything like that. The only other game that I did like was first person was Metroid Prime, that was on the Nintendo on the GameCube. That was the only one. Maybe some of the I forget now what they're called now. What's that game called on the PS4? I played. There's still I enjoyed that. I forget what they're called now. Is it? Oh, it's not Primal. They just brought a game out now. I forget what it's called. Anyway, I'm not quite into those. I'm trying to read the comments there. Yeah, I've actually played every single Resident Evil game. The reason I actually bought I've lived in Spain for 7 years, and when Resident Evil 0 came out, it came out on the GameCube. That's why I went and bought a GameCube. This was out in Spain. That's when I went and bought an actual GameCube. Do you know what I mean? Just for Resident Evil. Stupid, really. Do you know what I mean? Because there weren't many good games, but the graphics were so much better than the actual the PlayStation 2 at the time. So the PlayStation 2, Xbox, and I was just buying them for like certain games. You know what I mean? So yeah, so I played. Obviously, Resident 0 was meant to be before that. Obviously, you can download all these games on the PS4 now. Do you know what I mean? For next to nothing, you know, and the remake and all that lot. But it's a little bit like a lot of people are like. Want to know about Bloodborne 2, they want to know about Shakira. I'll tell you, Shadows Die Quiet, Shakira, that is going to be the real, that is going to be absolutely difficult by beyond belief. It's going to change a lot of people, how it's going to be the hardest game that the developers from software have made. No levelling up, no co-op. You're going to have to learn how to. I know who is going to suit a friend of mine who's very big into like parry and style of gameplay. You're going to have to learn how to like literally parry and sword play, ninja stealth type, a bit Soulsborne-y, and no levelling up system. You know. So yeah, I know people are going to like that game, and people are going to be the haters, and especially the people do PvP and stuff like that, and no leveling up. A little bit like how games used to be, and there never used to be no RPG elements in games, especially like the only RPG I think were the early Final Fantasy games where you could level up, or some odd PC game, I don't know, do you know what I mean? it's sort of only since I think about around about 2000 is they sort of brought it into like most games. And I know Sony have got a 3-game deal. One's going to come out called Desiree, which is I'm not going to buy a virtual reality headset to actually play that game. I watched actually someone do it. Yeah, they are easy, but I will say one thing. Dark Souls 3, the first playthrough, is really easy. Now, me expecting this game to be hard, like all the Dark Souls games, Dark Souls 2 is a lot harder than this. Not like now, but I always used to go in and farm a lot before I actually went and done Cinder, because I actually played this game. All these games I played when they first released, yeah? So I actually, when I went and done Cinder, I done them in, like, you know, when he hit his second stage, then boom, then the DLC came out I think at the end of the year. No, sorry, I got stuck on the DLC. That's what it was. I was in a place where I couldn't farm, and I was stuck on and I created this new character here this year. So the other character I got, I just left him. He's at level 305. I couldn't. There's nowhere I could farm. I was stuck where I was. I couldn't go forward and I couldn't go backward, and I couldn't. I don't know. I couldn't summon any of my friends or anything like that. So I thought I was stuck. So I created a new character and stayed where I could and leveled up where I could and whatnot. Then I went into the DLC. I think it was I tried the Ring City, and obviously me and most people like yourself playing it a lot. I know it like the back of my hand, even though how many playthroughs have I done on this? 9. But the first one, I just rushed through. I mean, the main game would take me about a couple of hours. Then the DLC, I mean, the Ashes of Arendelle, you can rush through it very quickly. And the DLC, I mean, that's not that long really. Do you know what I mean? You know, I mean, when you go and fight Gale, all this heavy armour is no good. When there's some big. I've got most of the best person on these games is a guy called Ray Dimitri on YouTube. He won't answer any of your questions. I've even become Facebook friends with him, and he's always one-shotted everything. He dodges everything. He's a very, very good player. Everything he plays, he never gets hit. Max level, OP, one-shots everything. Even on when they nerf everything, he would. All the spells got nerfed in this game, so we uninstalled this game and reinstalled it back to the original game. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So his spells weren't nerfed, so he could still do the one shot. Because he said even with Dark Souls 2, there's a spell in it called Yearn, yeah, and it was just like that, boom, one shot in it, you know. And he doesn't wear no armour at all, you know. He might have a Havel shield, and he always plays as a woman, and he just wears a dress, yeah. And he comes under the name on his whatever. He's either playing on an Xbox or a PlayStation 4. Yeah, he's not a PC. I know he's not on Twitch, but he's got a massive following on YouTube. Yeah, but he never gets hit. Even on God of War, no hit, no damage. That's why he's got like 300,000 YouTube followers and stuff like that. You know what I mean? All this stuff. A lot of people with, you know, he's had a big YouTube following for a long time. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And I will say one thing. I've watched a lot of people have copied his style of play, especially in this Dark Souls, with actually draining your health, so you've only got a small bit of health, using the Dragon Torso. He would run through this one boss hit melee. He would do it with spells. He would do it with pyromancy. He would do it every single way, and he would do it each. He would do the whole lot. Dark Souls 1, 2, 3, 4. He's even got Demon Souls, all one shot in the bosses. Demon Souls, Dark Souls, Bloodborne, Dark Souls 1, 2, 3, all one shots. You know what I mean? And it shows you, I think it's actually in Dark Souls 2 he uninstalled his game, and he said the only thing is you can't play online now once you're installed. But I thought to myself, that can't be a bad thing, because on Dark Souls 2 you can't level up because they introduced that thing called soul memory. You can only play with people, which is, you know, because the guy that made this game, Miyazaki, he was making Bloodborne, and other people from software was making Dark Souls 2, so there was still, he had a little bit of inspiration on that. This is the last game that Miyazaki's, no, it's not the last game he's made. In the Souls series, this is the last game he's made, yeah. If there's going to be a Bloodborne 2, we don't know that. That's a big question a lot of people are asking at the moment, because at the end of the day, Sony own Bloodborne, not From Software, so they coming in a comment on this page I followed, and it said the other day that officially From Software don't have to make Bloodborne 2, it could be another one. Now if you remember, the original Resident Evil was made by, I forget what his name, but he done Resident Evil 1 and 2, then it was done by other people. I think he also went on to make, what's it called now, I've done the first one, The Evil Within Me. He went on to do that game, because I've completed that. I thought that was really hard. I had to play that on easy level, believe it or not. There's not many games I switch over to easy level, and yeah, because I ate all my stuff at the beginning, and I remember, and the same thing happened again, because I still haven't completed the game. The Evil Within Me 2. Now he's the one that's behind. He was the original guy that came up with the idea of Resident Evil 1 and 2. So 3, 4 and 5 I don't know who's made. So there you go, that franchise, they've had different developers making that whole game up. And thinking 1 and 2, I think, wait there, I think 2 I know they're more or less, we don't know when it's coming up, but they more or less remade it, yeah, I think next year. But also they're remaking 3 like the way they've done 2 with the added extras. I mean, for me, the best one, I mean, Resident Evil 4 was absolutely a brilliant game. You know, it was most probably Resident Evil 2 and 4 were the best out of the Resident Evil games. Remember they'd done Dino Crisis, that was okay, then it went on to 2 and it didn't get very good, it got very, because it was PlayStation 1. Resident Evil 5 was good, like you say, 6 wasn't very good. Yes, yeah, that's it, the Evil Within 1, yeah, it was a good game, very twisted, I mean, in and out the nightmares, yeah. I thought it was really, really difficult, you know. The thing is, nightmare mode can't do. I switched to easy mode in such and so. I've done some stupid runs on thingy, you know, on a lot of games, you know, low blood, you know, low souls run and all that, lot no hit runs and whatnot. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But me, I've always progressed to actually go for leveling up and just keep on going. Now this game, I mean, it's mostly got the best DLC. I was actually, you know, a lot of people diss Dark Souls 2, and Dark Souls 2 to me, I sort of jumped and thought, was it that shit, really? So when I booted it back up a couple of weeks ago, and because I haven't played this game since about May. I streamed it last night as it goes from the start, and I actually went back into Dark Souls 2, and I didn't know how to actually play with the controller. Do you know what I mean? I actually didn't know how to move, and I just got my arse distorted. You know what I mean? And I looked at myself and I thought, but Solomon, what's all this about? Then I actually tried to get one of my mates to actually come in and help me. He couldn't come in, and I looked online, you've got to be in a certain such of the thing, and I can remember my soul memory was sky high, and I thought, wow, thank God they ditched that for this game, you know, and that's a lot of thing. But Scholars of the First Sin was, because it went to Xbox, I remember, I didn't have an Xbox, so I just, all of a sudden it come out as, when Dark Souls first come out on the Xbox, and Scholars of the First Sin, it come out as, I think it had DLC on it. I'm not too sure. Yeah, it did have the DLC, but then it came out as like the remaster version. It's not quite 4. It's not 4K or anything. It's more of a HD game. Do you know what I mean? On the PlayStation 4, and to be quite honest, it's the biggest Souls game that there is out there. It's absolutely huge. I mean, the DLC is absolutely massive. I would say if you play this game and you include all the DLC and play halfway through the base game, that's how long this game is, and it's hard. It is really, really is hard. And the one thing is, you can get to the end of the game and you can go into the memories of the giants, and you can level up really, really quickly. That's how you level up in that game. And like I say, the only way you'll get invaded a lot there, but they're proper invaders. But I actually got hacked the other days, and he had a funny name. He wasn't made up. I sort of know the names, because you've got bonfire aesthetics, because in certain areas you can't farm in Dark Souls 2. You have to use bonfire aesthetics, because the bosses, if you're farming these particular ordinary enemies, or whatever, they'll eventually run out. So you have to use a bonfire aesthetic to respawn that area. So if you're on a new game, as soon as you respawn that area, you're putting it into New Game Plus. Yeah. So it doesn't go. I think it doesn't. I think someone said it's ages ago, the hardest level is New Game Plus 10, right? But I've watched someone do, and also it doesn't go past 100 playthroughs. I watched a guy on actual YouTube. He was actually doing it on Twitch. He was actually, but he went over to YouTube. I watched it. I watched him do his actual last one. Excuse me. He actually went over to New Game 99, and he actually went and done 100. And he didn't do the DLC. He just wanted to see if he could do more playthroughs. And he actually, when he actually completed 100, that's it. It was stopped. So that Dark Souls 2 only goes up to 100. This goes over 1,000. And actually watching yesterday someone's stream, I actually quickly clicked on the Dark Souls 3 player, and I think it's an American guy, and he's on 946. It's obviously something to do because it interests people but there's obviously, I don't know, what did you say you was on? New Game Plus 60? British Scars. Is that what it says? 1991. What's that up there? New Game Plus 60. I don't think it can get any harder than this. It's like I mentioned to you. I thought it's, I don't know what I was saying, burning it was hot. That was my point. I was just like thinking. I didn't get. I play New Game Plus 7. It's the same in Bloodborne. Bloodborne don't get no harder. But I know this does. From 7 till 9, definitely. Let's go and see what. What's his name's about? I ain't gonna need that. I'll tell you one thing that is key in this game, and it's key with all the Souls games, not in Bloodborne because you haven't got a different weapon system. Is arrows. It's one thing is key, and to save your health and all that lot, just buy as many arrows and get a decent bow. So like everything in here. Is he an ordinary pick? Well, I can't remember because I know there's one by the thingy. There's another guy called Grandpa. He does a lot of one-shotting on low levels. He's got a YouTube channel. He's on this a hell of a lot. He doesn't do. He actually doesn't do high levels. Not high. not high level in personally, max level, but he does one shots. He's copying someone else's thing. He's actually playing it on a PC. Yeah, but I mean, but with the new game that's coming out, it's going to sort out. Why not bring it all in? It's going to sort out a lot of people. It's going to be absolutely different with that new game. Do you know what I mean? A lot of people actually don't like it because a lot of these big streamers on here and YouTubers have got hundreds and hundreds of thousands of followers don't like it because of the connection with Activision. Because it means you might have to stop. Bloody hell! Look at that. You might have to start paying for paid content of Activision and Sony, you know, like for weapon upgrades and stuff like that. I don't know, this staff to me feels really, really slow. So the staff of Mendan. Yeah, this feels really, really slow, this does. Right, but yeah, I'm not a big Havel person, I know that for a fact, but it's about as fast as I can go. This staff, it just feels so slow. Remember rightly, because I've done all the quest lines in this game, all of them. So I don't remember him being sort of quite easy. There is a challenge doing it, even going up to new game, whatever. Especially if people do like to watch it and stuff. I do know that. Neo's a hard game. Yeah, it is hard. It's hard as anything. You can put it on this sort of level, especially when they nerf the hell of a lot of stuff in that game in Neo. He was like a pushover, do you know what I mean, this guy here? So recharger. Oh, come on. So, stun, sunshine, you put that hard. Yeah, you must be up for a challenge, mate. That's all I can say. Yeah, definitely. Just gonna see if Henri's is it there? Let me go back here, mate. Right there, mate. Alright. See you in a minute. La 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 la. Alright, let me see if here and there. Event 2. Yeah. What's the best way to get like, you should be able to go up the ladder, shouldn't you? Where is it? No. Oh, I know why. Yeah. Oh, I don't really worry about all those souls then, am I? Let's buy some stuff. There's like a banner across my. Oh, it's my soul. I can't see when I got there. Yeah, it's like 83 million. Oh, let's see what this other stuff's got to say. Come on, sunshine. Even though I've got everything you can possibly get in this game, so let's have a look. What's his name again? Old Luda, the exiled. Oh, begin transpositioning. Okay, so what's this? What we? Chaos Battle Vestiges. Blimey. Why? Slots 1. Are these some of the stuff that I haven't actually bought? Let me see. So you don't need no more than that. That coal's actually crap, but maximum load. The boulder heave. I've bought it on, yeah. What's that there? The fact, no, I don't need that, do I? Oh, why not? Why is there? Well, why not have add something else to your arsenal of.
Not be gone for long.
But don't give it a dark stuff. No, just buy everything. Why not? Just have maxed out and everything. Go on in, girl. Yeah, I'll have one of those. Oh, everything maxed out in the storage. Go on in now. You look like a nun. Where's my old mate? I haven't got the witch over it. Oh, I know where she is, yeah.
That is a nice plan.
What was you say, buddy? Yeah. Oh, that's terrible. you know what? I think, what's his name again? I've forgotten, what's his name? Yeah, that's it. Right, yeah, if she's there, I've missed the question, haven't I? Fun Ray. Yeah, she is. Right, that's you done then. If I remember, he's a bit of an arsehole, his boss. I think, let me just think here a minute. It's hitting me in the dark, okay, so. Oh, the TV's got to turn off again. Right. Right, I forgot what this boss is. Where is it? Boreal Valley. He's gonna hit me with dark. Can't remember. So, no to that. That. Sword. Alright, just trying to think. I'll get a bit of health up. take that off a minute. Dark ring, if I remember rightly. Increase dark damage absorption. I'm sure this goes up to 3, or does it? Or was it 2? I can't remember. 1, 2. Yeah, one then. Ring of Flame 3. That should be 3 as well then. And Thunder. Don't tell me I've got a shot of it. I bet I did. Having too much bloody stuff. That's what it is. And you won't see under that counter, but there's like, even though I'm maxed out, but I've got about 83 million souls in me, but there you go. Hey ho. Take that off. That's why I'm fat rolling. Believe it or not, that's staff. If I remember rightly how this fight goes, quick. Havel shield. And what is that on there? Wait there, let me. Havel's at 5. Is it dark? Did I put it one in dark magic? No, it's. I can't remember. 1 at 2, 1 at 5, 1 at 5. Let's see. Got fat roll. Strange, isn't it? I mean, if I put one of those rings on, having that staff makes me fat roll. And like I said, I don't like using this armour. Just been having a chat with a guy that's on level new game 60. So yeah. It's fine. Oh, it is what it is, isn't it? Oh, it's massive. So, his name Velvet, whatever. No, it's not Vendrick. I just know it. God, man. That's it, Lord Walnut. I think we're better off going down there with a few swords. Sure. Oh, come on, geezer. Don't hit his arm. haven't done this other end yet. You want to laugh? No, why? And he's one more bloody hit. Oh, leave it out, right to the death. Oh my word. There's a lot of souls in there, that's for sure. Really. God, Bennett. And the souls are not, mate, they are still there. All 83 million of them. I really think Tears of Denial, Dark, that, I'm Brave. Right there, Henri's, this is Henri's sword. Physical. Ruined skulls as well. Trying to figure this out a minute. you. A little bit of sword play. You definitely need a bit of heavy armour. Or just good at dodging. Really. Sometimes agility beats some of the real proper players I know that I'd say that don't get hit on any new game. Yeah, one shot. Where nothing. It's grainy in it, that felt like it's the light. Put the light on. There you go, have a rest up, sunshine. There you go, my old fruit. And that, you've got your 80 some million still there. Do you know what? I know Tears of Denial takes... How many slots up? Let me go back to... Let's travel back to that. No, actually I don't have to do that. Let me go up here a minute. Grab this. Theoretically, you can run this pretty quick if I'm about rightly. Up to about new game plus, I'd say 6. It's more or less a straightforward run. That's for free. I've got the dull on me as well. That's going to be a done work. I don't know if I want to at the moment, I don't know if I want to entertain fighting a doll. I forget what it is now, isn't it? There's 2 in there on these quest line. What did you do that when you have everything going? That's the thing, what do you do? What do you do? I don't know. Warner's not one of that. He's not. Is he? You can one-shot him with the lightning spear buffed up. Watch the abyss. God, those bosses are so easy. Yeah, so... No, and Aldridge is quite easy as well, so... So what's this then? Black Serpent. Another... One thing you can't have, if you change things up right there, leave some black flame that runs on the ground. One thing you can't have is enough spells, that's for sure. What is my favourite? I'm just trying to think. You see, I can roll like a gymnast in this, so get rid of dark. Oh, let me just see if I quit the big staff. There's just no speed. Where's the speed? Chalice, Forbidden Chalice raid. Yeah, you copied me, mate. On that. Dark. Spell buff. Oh, there. Do I fat roll now? No, you don't. I'm trying to think. Crap, that is Boulder Heath. Deep protection. They're all alright then, I'm trying to think. Attracts more attention. No. So you do all the one shots, lightning blade, deep protection, power bin, all nerfed. Nerfed power bin big time, but you can still use it. Soul Stream. I knew Tears of Denial would take up loads of stuff right there. That Soul Stream, but I'm trying to imagine. Just trying to think. Infinity. That time, Boulder Heath. Power bit and all that, it's all done with your health depleted. It's on the right there. Just trying to think, okay. But that's been nerfed a lot. I've got a done with that quest line's gonna come up, innit? So, mm. Think, see, greatly boosts pyromancies, shorten spell casting time. See, it's all predicted for pyromancies. Soul Sphere, Crystal Sphere. We shall see. Really? There you go, one shot. Doing one shot. Oh, really? God, Bennett. Why did I bother turning around? I'll tell you what, I'm not rating that at all. Like, come on. That Soul Sphere. Soul Stream, absolutely naff. I've taken that off, haven't I? Yeah, that's it. What? It's over there now, isn't it? Late now in the old Dynasty game. Bullshit, absolute bullshit. Sake of right down there, those souls, aren't they? Oh, and again. Oh. Get rid of that stuff. I think that has to be equipped where it goes. Why is it's because I've got the shield, that's why. Bugged me before when I started messing about with things. Ah, there. See, that's the weird thing. Shield goes. Then I can't understand why it does that. It switches it over because you have two things doing the same things at once. Why is it doing that? Is it Havel's ring? Okay, fists. Why? these new signs then? Who's there? Pretorius. We win here, buddy. I think it's because I've gone for that fog ball, isn't it? Yeah. Oh well, that's what it is, isn't it? Look. That one, mate. There's nothing down there that I need, mate. Come on, let's go. Which way? That way is such and such. Don't need nothing down there. Underneath. See if I can get. I'm trying to remember now. I can't really remember. You got too much. Oh, we can do one, mate. I want to say, are you? Right there. I can't do Tears of Denial. Shit. Right there. That's why you need to have the feather. Not the feather, that. Yeah, we'll take that one. Alright. They drop rubbish in it? No. Done pie, that's it. Yeah, it is a new one, isn't it? That's it. So where's my old mate? He's not drinking any broth. Oh God. Where is he? Come on, Astorius. Is he? He's gone up, hasn't he? He's gone up. He's up there. Up above. Oh, we ain't fighting these dudes, are ya? That needs to go up there, mate. Just quickly take. Bloody hell, why am I picking up all this stuff going? I wonder how long you get the Phantom for. I don't think I've. Phantom Astorius? I can't, I don't know. invaded by Pal Shay. Gordon Bennett. How about that then? Yeah, shortcut. And back again. He knows his stuff. He knows where he's going. It's strange, isn't it? It's a little bit like Dark Souls. I don't know. I just can't remember. Hell Shade. Phantasmatorious, but I am impressed. Well, I messed up for getting the glitch for the slabs. Is that not the short? No, the shortcut, yeah. Oh my goodness, HI. Hi Seth. Yeah, so who's this? I can't remember who this is up here. Pontiff. Is this Henri? No, no, it's not you, is it? Is it Black Hand? Yeah, we'll make it harder. I've got 6 S's, that, and that. Henri. But I'll tell you what, I'm impressed. I don't think I ever had Phantom of Astorius. That's one thing I don't think I've had. Right. Strange, isn't it? Right there, I've just got to try and figure this one out. Take that off. It's always in your left hand, isn't it? Oh God, Bennett. Gosh, I think this is what I've played the game for such a long time. Oh God, Bennett. No, it's left hand, isn't it? No, I don't want that. Oh, where's that? Oh my days. Right, there. Do you know what? You can't even put the shield in one hand, do you know what I mean? What are you doing, mate? This is true. I had all this set up right earlier, and now it's all balled up. Wait there, why can't I have that and that? Is something changed in this game or what? You say, it all goes, yeah, it's all going to go to your... Right. Let me just do something there, because this ain't right. Now, having one of these, and let me just try and think. Oh, go on, Bennett. Right there. Left hand weapon only. Oh, okay, left hand only. Left hand only, left hand only. So how comes I could equip them both then? That is really, really strange, unless it's gone into other way. It's going to have to be like that, isn't it? Right, come on, let's have a little roll around in here. Come on. I'm disappointed, Pontiff. Come on, man. Well done, chaps. Definitely disappointed. No, not disappointed. A little bit overwhelmed with the power of this. I don't think I've ever had it with this one. What is this? No, you can't. I don't know. It's not written on there, is it? Or is it? It might be. Can't see it down the bottom, can I? Yeah, the headache deepens. Right, let me sort of stream it on here and hi by Seth. Sefi Samos Gmail. Let me have a look a minute. I'm trying to think who Aldrich is, for Deep. Oh, I know, yeah, I know. Pontiff. Yeah, Yorm. So what's he got for me now? Okay. Oh. Alright. Alright, that's enough for me tonight.